2,500 years ago, a city vanished without a trace, swallowed by time, erased from memory, as if it had never existed at all. And yet, here I stand at the very edge of the jungle, where the modern world ends and the past begins. The air is thick, so heavy with humidity that it clings to my skin like a second layer. Each breath feels like inhaling warm mist, rich with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. The jungle hums around me, a living, breathing symphony of life. Bird calls pierce the air, some sharp and sudden, others a melodic trill that echoes through the trees. The leaves rustle, not just from the wind, but from unseen creatures moving just beyond my sight. A monkey shrieks in the distance, its cry cutting through the green silence like a knife. The ground beneath my boots is spongy, a carpet of moss and rotting vegetation that gives way with every step. It's as if the earth itself is breathing, rising and falling beneath me. With each footfall, I sink slightly, the mud sucking at my soles, as though the jungle is reluctant to let me go deeper. But I can't turn back now. Not when I've spent years chasing whispers, following fragments of maps drawn on brittle parchment, deciphering texts so old their ink has faded to ghosts on the page. The locals call this place Zenith, not just a city, but a legend, a place of ancient wisdom where knowledge was revered above all else. And after all this time, after all the dead ends and false leads, I've finally found it. The canopy above is a dense lattice of leaves and vines, filtering the sunlight into a dim, emerald glow. It's as if I've stepped into another world, one where time moves differently. The deeper I push into the jungle, the taller the trees become, their trunks so wide that 3 people couldn't wrap their arms around them. The silence here is different, not the absence of sound, but the weight of it. It presses in around me, broken only by the sound of my own breathing, the crunch of leaves underfoot, the distant drip of water from the canopy above, and then, suddenly, I see it. A stone structure, half hidden by vines and moss, its edges softened by centuries of rain and wind. The walls are cracked, the stones worn smooth by time, but there's no mistaking it. This is man-made. This is what I've been searching for. My pulse quickens, my fingers trembling as I reach out to brush away the creeping foliage. The carvings beneath are intricate, symbols that seem to shift in the fading light, as if they're alive. They tell a story, one that I can almost understand but not quite. Not yet. I hesitate at the entrance, a massive stone door that looms before me like the gateway to another world. The air here is cooler, carrying the scent of damp stone, and something older, something forgotten. I press my palm against the door, feeling the rough texture of the carvings beneath my fingers. For a moment, I wonder, who last touched this stone? What did they feel when they stood where I stand now? The weight of history is almost suffocating, but I push forward, my shoulder against the door. It groans, a deep, resonant sound that echoes through the chamber beyond, as if the city itself is waking from a long slumber. The door gives way, and a rush of stale air hits me, thick with the scent of decay. It's the smell of centuries' dust, damp stone, the faint metallic tang of old metal. My eyes struggle to adjust to the darkness, but slowly, shapes begin to emerge. A series of passageways stretch out before me, winding deeper into the heart of the city. The walls are lined with more carvings, their details obscured by time, but their presence undeniable. This was no ordinary city. This was a place of knowledge, of power. I take a deep breath, the cool air filling my lungs, steadying my nerves. This is it, the moment I've been waiting for. But as I step forward, my boot scuffs against the stone, the sound echoing down the passageway like a warning. The silence that follows is deafening. I'm not alone here. I can feel it, the weight of unseen eyes, the presence of something ancient watching. The passageway twists and turns, a serpentine path that seems to lead nowhere and everywhere at once. The walls are adorned with frescoes, their colors faded but still vibrant enough to tell their story. The people depicted here are both familiar and utterly alien. Their faces are serene, their eyes filled with a wisdom that seems to pierce through the centuries. Who were they? What did they know? Questions swirl in my mind, but there are no answers, only more mysteries. And then I see it. A massive stone statue towering over me, its face worn smooth by time. The features are barely discernible, but the eyes are the eyes. They seem to follow me, to bore into my very soul. A shiver runs down my spine, not from fear, but from awe. This is more than just a discovery. This is a connection to something greater, something that has been lost for far too long. I reach out, my fingers hovering just above the stone. What secrets do you hold? The question hangs in the air, unanswered. But I know deep in my bones that this is only the beginning. There are layers here, secrets buried beneath centuries of silence. And I'm going to uncover them. The journey ahead won't be easy. The jungle is unforgiving, the ruins treacherous, but I've come too far to turn back now. I take another step forward, my heart pounding in my chest. The darkness presses in around me, but I'm not afraid. I'm exhilarated. Because I know that I'm on the cusp of something momentous, something that will change the way we see history forever. The city stretches out before me, a labyrinth of stone and shadow. Every passageway, every chamber, holds the promise of discovery, and I will explore them all. I will uncover the secrets of Zenith, and I will share them with the world. Because the truth is out there waiting, and I won't rest until I've found it.